This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of November 11th, 2024. This is a highly active week, and there are several themes running through it. One theme is adjustment, changing positions, making tweaks, going for more for ourselves. That starts on the 11th. With the Sun in conjunct Jupiter, making adjustments in desires and how we go about getting them, making adjustments in relationships as Venus in conjuncts Mars on the 14th, and not so much an adjustment as dealing with something that's really bugging you and demanding attention when Venus makes a semi-sextile to Pluto, also on the 11th. Venus and Pluto have a lot in common. Venus is the ruler of everything we desire, and she also rules money. Pluto rules obsession and compulsions and deep, non-logical, non-rational desires and huge amounts of money. And they're making their final uncomfortable contact, and in fact, their final contact at all, with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. In this semi-sextile on the 11th, there's something that maybe you don't want to admit that you really want, that you're attracted to. Could be a forbidden fruit or a triangulation vibe to this, or merely some secretive impulse that you're being called upon to admit to yourself, at least, exists. And then Venus enters Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, which will be important in a moment. Venus is the social director of the skies wherever she is at any given moment. She's calling the shots for how we are getting along with each other. Venus in Capricorn wants results. She wants tangible things. She wants the long term. She wants durability. She does not want flowers. They will die. She'd rather have cash. Think of little sister Sally in A Charlie Brown Christmas writing her letter to Santa. She's in Santa baby mode, wanting what she can take to the bank. Durability, reliability, long-term value. So, after she's been running around in her highly political mode of Sagittarius, in her good time girl mode of Sagittarius, now note that you will become very picky, very selective. You'll be attracted to people who are acting like adults. You'll be attracted to maturity. You'll be attracted to what you might previously have considered boring. But it has an appeal now. And Saturn is certainly playing a role in this. Saturn, ruler of Capricorn, planet of adulting, Lord of consequences, has two important things to contribute to the week. The first is demanding consequences for what's coming out of your mouth. Saying, stop, whoa, not so fast. On the 12th, Mercury squares Saturn. You may hear something that puts a wall up in front of you. You may hear something, learn something, read something that slows a situation down, that perhaps disappoints you. Could be a giant stop sign symbolically. It could also, just as easily, carry demands that people take responsibility for what's coming out of their mouth, for the messaging that they're sending out. And there's some long-term repercussions from all of this because Saturn stations direct on the 15th. Saturn has been hovering at 13 degrees Pisces since early October, and he's going to stay at this degree for the next number of weeks, and in fact will be receiving a second square from Jupiter at this degree on Christmas Eve. Long-term playing out of whatever happens now, also prolonged and slow. But at least he is oriented toward the direction into which he will be ever so slowly moving. This will bring a sensation of movement, progress on the horizon, even if it's not here at the moment. As he stations direct, we have the Taurus full moon conjunct Uranus. Quite a paradox. Taurus likes to hold on, full moons encourage letting go, Uranus blows things up. We will be experiencing, processing, and assimilating our emotional reactions to the chaos we've been living through, to the sudden revelations and changes and epiphanies and eye-openers. Ultimately, this could bring relief. It will be liberating, even if not entirely comfortably so. There's a trine to Pluto parked at the exit door to Capricorn, which will encourage, facilitate, bring even more maximum expression to the letting go, the change, the sense of we are moving into a different way of being. This full moon does have ties to the full moon of August 19th. The Aquarius full moon made a T-square to Uranus at the center of the action, and now Uranus is part of the moon itself. So in your own life, and definitely in the collective life, you can connect the dots from August 19th to events occurring this week, and particularly emotional dramas escalating because of this storyline. The full moon is also in communication with Neptune, the Lord of inspiration and higher guidance and compassion and being out to lunch and deceit and lying and gaslighting, the keeper of the cosmic fog machine. So this moon is in contact with the three outer planets that have been collaborating in bringing a lot of long-term processes to a head since the beginning of September. One of the parties, Pluto, will next week move out of the direct line of communication and into the sign of Aquarius. He can still communicate. It'll be out of sign contacts, but the big part is over once he makes that move. So there's something in this full moon that is escalating and bringing our emotional deliverance from a lot of things that have been getting more and more and more maximum in their expression since the beginning of September. And then we get a chance to just look at it. The sun opposes Uranus on the 16th. We may feel personally challenged by some of the disruption, by some of the revelations, by some of the lightning that flies around. We may feel like we can't quite do anything about it yet. We may see writing on the wall. It's not going to feel really, really good. Look for what you can dump. Look for what you can get rid of. Because all of this is lightening our load before we go into the next way of being. Homing thought of the week. I've got two. Time to pivot and show me another way to look at this. Song of the week. Also have two. Santa Baby by anybody you want. Eartha Kitt's got a particularly sexy one. And Change by Taylor Swift. And the image of the week, also have two. One is a fault line in the ground opening up into a very wide crack. And the second is watching a lightning storm. You'll learn more about all of this in my forecasts for the month of November and for the Taurus full moon, which are at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years experience. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio and TV on the first and third Monday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern. I also host lively conversation on Facebook on the page Empowerment Unlimited and in the group the Astro-Insight Lounge. I post on Instagram and Threads at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian Channel. Talk to you next week.